All right, so in this video, we're going to be discussing how to get a new tech job in the year of 2025. So I'm filming this video on the 15th of December of 2024, and I am a few months removed from one of the hardest times for me to get a job. I went through the 2024 tech job market and everything was on a decline. I went 6 months without a job. So that's 26 paychecks I missed, 13 pay periods. And I'm going to tell you guys, I was able to get a job after a lot of struggle, but I've had a lot of successes in my job search. And I wanted to share with you guys the things that I was wasting a lot of time on and how you can avoid that and the things that actually worked for me. Okay? So that's what we're going to be going through in this video. If you have not heard about the Before the Billions channel or me, my name is William from Before the Billions. I give people genuine advice on how they can get into the tech industry, and I do that through my YouTube channel and also my newsletter on Substack. So please go ahead, and if you're interested in that type of topic, then check out the Before the Billions channel. So what are some things that I was wasting a lot of time on that you are probably doing right now, and it's not going to be what you think, right? Because most people will tell you if you lose your job or if you're looking for a new job, to apply to jobs and to apply to jobs endlessly with a whole bunch of different jobs out there. There's hundreds of thousands of jobs that are being posted. And I'm going to tell you, there are thousands of people applying for those same jobs that you are trying to get. So if you have a job that has 100 to 200 plus people who are applying to that job, it's going to be extremely difficult for one person to stand out amongst the group, because it's not about whether or not if you can do the job or not. See, that's what I think that people mistake, is that, oh, I have the credentials to do the job, so that means that I have a good chance of hearing back, and I put it on my resume, so that means that because I have experience or because I have a degree, that's going to lead to you hearing back or getting the job, when that's not the case. Okay? A lot of the times, it used to be, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But even more so now than ever, it is about who knows you. You need people to be speaking about you in rooms that you may not be in. So, one of the best ways of combating like just mass applying is to network with more and more people. Even if you are an introvert, I still suggest to get out your house at least 1 to 2 times a month to some of these networking events to make sure that you can have your face seen. And when you speak to a few people and you tell them like, hey, this is what I do, I'm a software engineer, or I'm a project manager or a product manager, right? If you tell them this is what I do or this is what I studied, something along those lines, then people will have an association with you for that particular role. So when opportunities come up, they'll think of you, and then they'll be able to say, hey, such and such does this. So I think they're a good person. I think they will be a good fit for the job. And then that's how you get more opportunities. Most of the opportunities that I've been able to gain have been through other people, because that's really how life is supposed to be. Life is about people. Life isn't about just requirements that are just written down on a sheet of paper, right? Like, you can apply and get in line like everybody else. Just know it's really a lottery at that point. But it has better odds than a lottery. I would say it's around 2 to 5% of a chance for you to be able to get a job in tech through just mass applying. Okay, so if you just mass apply, you most likely are going to run into a lot of competition. And think about it, there are a lot of people who already have experience, already have a degree. And even more so, the thing that they have over you is that they have an association with the hiring manager or the people who are in charge of hiring, and or they have the recruiter who can advocate for them in the ways that will be important to a hiring manager. So make sure that you're not just mass applying, but you're actually meeting these people, these industry professionals. Next, I would say that I was bragging more about my abilities and my skill set. And because I met so many people and I started telling people, like, hey, this is what I do. I work for Fortune 500 companies. I worked on big systems solving big problems. Now I'm working for one of the largest privately held family owned companies in the world. And I am out here making a huge difference, not only for my own community, but then also for billions of other people in 70 different countries. So if I tell somebody that sound is essentially is bragging, right? It's nothing humble about it, but I'm telling people about why they should care about my expertise or why they should care about my experience. If you go in there and you don't tell people why they should care, you're most likely not going to be able to get more opportunities. You should start talking big about your opportunities and not just letting people think whatever, right? Like they'll make their own narrative if you don't set the record. So if you say, "Hey, I am really strong in this skill set and this is how I'm strong in this skill set because I'm going to tell them a story." Right? Storytelling, probably out of all the skill sets, I don't care if you know any programming languages or any Scrum methodologies, anything relating to technology. I don't care any other expertise that you can have. Storytelling and problem solving are always going to be the number one skills that anybody in technology is going to be able to utilize. And that helps you get further within your career. So if you can tell a story, that helps you to get the interview and pass the interview because they're going to be evaluating you based off of something called the STAR method, which is the situation, task, action, and result. Right? So you have to give them the situation. What was the task that you were given? What were the actions that you took? What were the results? Why should I care? See, like I'm saying, like the result is why I should care. In situations like the problem that happened, right? You have to be able to story tell within your interviews. If you just tell them a whole bunch of tasks and responsibilities as if they were just written off a sheet of paper, you're most likely going to lose the attention of the person who is interviewing you, which is something you do not want to do. Okay? Because that was one of the things I had an issue with was I was not telling enough stories in the interview. And another thing is you had to start quantifying your results. Start using percentages. Start telling people about, hey, this is why you should care because 100 people were affected by this change that I made. Or daily, 1,000 users use the software that I was helping to develop. Right? I was working for one of the top companies in human resources, or one of the top companies in supply chain where we send out thousands of shipping containers on a daily basis. Those are some things that you need to say. Like I give you numbers and I talk grand about what it is that I do. Okay, even if you don't exactly know the amount of users use the thing that you work on, you can say, "Hey, I worked on a team of 10 people, and they helped to mentor me and show me how to develop on the software development lifecycle the right way in a production environment." Like those are some things that you can say in the interview that can help you get the job, right? But then also to be able to get more opportunities. Um, the thing that essentially, like, there's no one specific thing, and that's the hard part about it. Whenever you get advice about how to get a tech job, you have to understand that there are so many different avenues. But wholeheartedly, I think that the thing that helped me out the most, right? I think out of all the things that I tried in the 6 months that I was laid off, I believe that this had around a 60% chance of helping me out the most with getting a new job. And that is creating content, right? I already had a degree, I already had the experience. And at the time when I first got laid off, I had 2,000 connections on LinkedIn. And I'm thinking, okay, that's a pretty sizable amount, right? Enough to do something with. And the thing is that I was still getting told no from every single opportunity. Nobody gave me a chance, right? I had to make my opportunity. I had to become the best for the job at that time. So what did I do? I started creating content. I was like, okay, well, hey, I'm not getting opportunities. I keep getting interviews. I keep getting told no, or I keep getting ghosted. Like I never hear back from the company ever again. So what I would suggest is that if you are somebody who's not afraid of the camera or not afraid to share their opinions on social media, I would suggest creating a LinkedIn account. Start posting up content on your LinkedIn account talking about your expertise or talking about things that you're doing in your everyday life. Whether you have a job or you do not have a job, it is still worth it to post on your LinkedIn because there are a plethora of different opportunities. There's a multitude, or I had to say, a multitude of different opportunities that you can gain through just creating content. I started off with 2,000 followers on my LinkedIn. Now I'm at 5,000 followers after 6 months of posting content on LinkedIn. And I'm gonna tell you guys that a lot of people reach out to me for opportunities. They say, "Hey, that's how I got my speaking engagements. That's how I got posted on an article on Business Insider and Shout Out Atlanta and several other news publications." And it was really because I just kept putting in the work. I kept showing up to multiple networking events and conferences. I posted my journey and told my story on my social media account, specifically on my LinkedIn. And I was following up with the people who really wanted to see me succeed. Because people can reach out to you, but you have to follow up with the ones who really invest in you or that you who speak positively about you and your expertise and your experience. If you are around people who do not breathe life into you, it's going to be really difficult to be able to be successful because people will try to take you down. And if you aren't trying to actively do something to get towards your goals, you need some people to help push you along the way. Nobody gets to the top by themselves. Every single successful person that you'll see has been able to gain confidence truly because of the amount of achievements they've been able to make over the years or accomplishments they've been able to make over the years. And the way they made those accomplishments and achievements is because people put them into position in order for them to be able to grow and flourish. Somebody who was older than them or somebody who was in the position themselves could refer them for a particular role. Hey man, I got speaking engagements. I've been lecturing at Clayton State University, and it was all because of connections and networking and posting content. And I wouldn't have gotten any of those opportunities had I not shown up and had I not gone and spoken at multiple different either tech meetup groups or cohorts and or um, networking events. Like if I had not gone to those things and spoken, then I would not have gained more confidence in myself, more respect from my peers and friends, and I gained the attention of recruiters and hiring managers that wanted to see me succeed. So hopefully that helped. I believe out of all those things, stop wasting time with people who are negative, who do not want you to succeed. Stop wasting time just sitting at home, not going to these events, and not networking, and not putting yourself out there. Stop making excuses for the reasons as to why you cannot find a job, because you have to go out there and show people how great you are by telling them the things and the achievements that you've been able to that you've been able to make over the years. Okay, so everything is about skill-based learning right now. That I believe is one of the best ways of getting a job, is showing that you can do the job, but then also showing them your journey and your story on how either you can get the job and do well and be able to provide value for the company, or tell people, hey, this is my journey with job searching. I have these sets of skills and my expertise. I have worked at these companies, or I have worked on these projects, and just keep showing up and showing people how you can do the job. Because there's a lot of people who can do the job, but not that many people who can show that they will be a good fit for the role. That being said, guys, I will see you all in the next video. I appreciate you all for tuning in. We are on the road to 5,000 subs on my YouTube channel. I hit it on LinkedIn, but I'm trying to get it on my YouTube channel. So if you would please, it does not cost you anything. It does not help me financially, but it does make me feel better to see that you guys would like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I make new videos on YouTube. I appreciate you all. And with that being said, do not forget to build your billions.